Powerful explosions were reported at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in Ukraine over the weekend. It's not clear who conducted the attack. The Director General of the UN's nuclear watchdog spoke with 60 Minutes about the situation.
You don't want the biggest nuclear power plant in Europe, and one of the biggest in the world, to be cooled with basically an emergency system, which is dependent on fuel, because when your diesels are out of whatever you put in it to make them work, then what happens? Then you have a meltdown, then you have a big radiological nuclear emergency or an accident, and this is what we are trying to prevent.
So this situation is totally precarious.
Totally. Until we have this plant protected, the possibility of a nuclear catastrophe is there.
Well, nuclear inspectors will conduct an assessment of the plant today. CBS News foreign correspondent Chris Livesay is in Ukraine with more.
More than a dozen blasts shook the nuclear power plant on Saturday and Sunday, and in an exclusive interview with CBS News, we spoke to one of the power plant workers held hostage inside. He tells us the damage is serious. Everything indicates that it was a planned shelling, not from the direction of Ukrainian forces. The angle of attack made that impossible, but from Russian forces. The attack struck an emergency supply of chemically desalinated water, he says, and he also believes Russian forces detonated an explosive from inside the plant. As to why they would do that, he suspects it's to sabotage the plant and make it useless for Ukraine. Now, this is Europe's biggest nuclear power plant. Russia's been trying to steal it and link it to its own power grid, but has failed. So he believes Plan B is to sabotage it so Ukraine can no longer use it. Of course, this is incredibly dangerous. He says Russian forces are behaving like, quote, monkeys playing with hand grenades, and blames them for all of the damage, not just today, but in all the previous attacks as well. Fortunately, he says, the reactor itself has not been damaged. If the reactor were hit, he says, we would certainly know about it because this would trigger a nuclear catastrophe. As for the identity of this worker, CBS News cannot reveal it because he took a great personal risk. Anne-Marie, Vlad?
All right, Chris Livesay, thank you very much.